delighted to welcome on the show for the very first time a man who's making big waves and strides in BAMMA and on the Irish scene, and that is Dylan, the Tuke.
What's
Dylan,
up?
Tuke, how are you, brother? What's happening, man?
Dylan, the new
Tuke, sorry.
Tuke.
I'm always getting tongue-tied with stuff like that. How are you, brother? You keeping well?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Can't complain.
Good stuff. Dylan, great performance, obviously, against Mark Andrew. Destruction again. Obviously, the first fight, Adam Caffrey. How did you assess that performance now, looking back? Because I know you weren't pleased after the Adam Caffrey fight.
Yeah, no, the Adam fight was kept me up late at night. Let's just put it like that for a long time. Mark was I kind of had to get Mark for Adam, and I had to kind of get Mark for himself. You know what I mean? I kind of had to get him for a few people. I had to get him for Philpott. I had to get him for himself. I had to just get him, and I got him. You know, he was stood in front of me for 51 seconds too long, and I had to put the knee through his chest, and it was a good fight. It was a great performance, and everything just went right coming up to that. So I really do think I can put everyone away in 51 seconds if I put the work in, and when I put the work in, there's no fault in me.
We look back at that as well, and it was your first fight at featherweight. You're obviously
Yeah.
struggling because you're a young lad. You're only 19. Obviously, you're still growing and developing. And bantamweight was a little bit tough for you. You're at 45 now. How did it feel on the night?
Yeah, perfect. I had a very easy cut. I work with Lindsay Doyle, my strength nutrition coach out at Elite Fitness in Glenagiri.
Yeah,
Man, what can I say? The woman's worked wonders for me. She really has made the cut a lot easier, and I don't ever worry about making weight anymore. I used to always, the main worry on my mind about fighting used to be making bantamweight. I used to always worry about it. I eventually would come to terms that I probably would miss weight. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's not that like I'm very strict on myself. I train a lot. I was just too big, and I was a bit too stubborn at the time. You know what I mean? But now going up to featherweight, I've realised there's a new lease on life. I can enjoy this, and I'm so good. You know what I mean? I am technically perfect, so I feel good at anyway, and definitely that move to lightweight is gonna happen soon as well. So I'm getting ready for that.
You think you're going to go up that far? Is your body developing
Yeah,
that much?
yeah, I'm pretty big. I'm getting pretty big at the moment. Like you can ask lightweight to my club, like Luke and Peter and all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same size as all those guys, and I'm 19 in the featherweight. So, and that's now. I'm not gonna finish
Do you,
developing until
do you
I'm
even fit?
22.
Do you
I think.
feel your body developing? Like
I can feel it. I can feel it going again. Yeah, I can feel it getting ready to make another little jump. Like, I wouldn't surprise me. Like Ash is the one who keeps at me on my weight and my size. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not fat. Like, I don't eat really badly. I just get big. Like, and I say I'll be about. Wouldn't surprise me if I was 82 kilos by this time next year or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Chris Fields kind of body.
How good is Lindsay Doyle? Because Ash spoke about that. I remember after the fight, UFC Dublin, the post-fight interviews, Ash was talking about how good Lindsay Doyle was and how much she had done for her. And, weight cut wasn't on her mind. As you said there, it's something that's been playing on your mind, making it for you.
I call Lindsay Superwoman. I call her Super Lindsay. SW, even SL, Superwoman, Super Lindsay, but she's amazing. Like, she really does know her stuff there. She doesn't bullshit you either. You know, that's the main thing that you need. You need someone that won't bullshit you. If they don't know the answer, they'll go research it and they'll find out the correct answer. They won't lie to you to save their ego. That's one thing that Lindsay won't do. Ego's out of the question. And I find that that's a very common occurrence with women. As in women coaches, they have no egos whatsoever. Like, but Lindsay, she puts a lot of time into me now. She'll text me. She was texting me all the last fight week, and she was texting me all week, checking up on me, checking on my weight every morning, checking on my weight every, like, you know, how I was feeling, energy wise, with food, whether I should add more in, take more out. The last cut just went perfect. I like literally could not complain once. And anyone who can make Ash the Bash Daily make 115 comfortably is pretty fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That girl's big for 115. She's a monster.
Definitely, yeah. Ash was full of good things to say about Lindsay Doyle. after that fight in Dublin. A great performance from Ash. It was like the walkout that night. Holy shit, man! That was incredible that night.
That was a mad night. I still get goosebumps thinking about it. I can't listen to Zombie anymore.
Yeah, big time, man. It was a crazy night. Talk to me about, there's been a lot of hype around you, and I remember, I think the first time I saw you, I think it was against Huey O'Rourke at Battlezone that night, and you're incredibly impressive there, and you've got more impressive, and obviously the hype is built. Do you ever have to pinch yourself, stay grounded, or what's the thoughts in your head there?
Nothing's happened yet. No, yeah. Like, look, I'm in my nanny's. I'm in my bedroom. My nanny's gaff. This is where this is me. I'm in my nanny's. Like, nothing has changed. No, I don't have a lot of money. I'm still just a little normal kid doing what he loves. I don't eat. Now there does come sometimes, and people are stopping you outside, and I do get it quite a lot now because of the documentary and because of Paddy and all. I get stopped a little bit, but that just showing you have to keep grounded from that. But I have Ash and I have like all the guys around me. They keep me grounded. I literally can't step 1 foot out of boundaries. Like I can't say one thing that kind of sounds arrogant without getting thrown straight back into my box. Like I'm one of the few on the team that's kept level headed. Like
what's it been like? Obviously, I know you joined. I think you were at 15 when you went down to John.
Yeah, I was 16 when I went down to John, and I was 12 when I first started MMA. So I had my first fight when I was 15.
What's it been like? I know you're very close with Ash and Paddy. Yeah. What's it been like working with them and developing? I know Ash, you're like Ash's little protege. She calls you. What's that been like? Obviously, seeing them. Aisling was the first ever world champion out of Ireland, and they've been really pioneers. Yeah, they do.
Many people forget that she was so first before there was anyone in the sport. That's why I'd be sitting there laughing. Like Ash has come out with stories from like 12 years ago, talking about like when Matt came over, when Matt Thornton came over to visit John at some stage years ago, and I'm there looking at him like this little. Look what my nanny just brought me and me steak.
Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Personally, of Lindsay Doyle. I told her I had an interview. Thank you. Oh yeah, so she's giving me all these stories, and it's like going back years ago. And you're looking at her, you're only 28, but she's in it so long that you forget. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But having all these guys around me is very important. I honestly, coming to SVG, I always say it was like the beginning of the nuke. My technique and my mindset for becoming the best in the world kind of really took over. I kind of did become obsessed with it. Walking into SBG, I sat up a lot later at night thinking about techniques, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big difference. I think making it my life rather than making it just a 4-hour stint after school or something was a big changement. And I do have an addictive gene in my body. I can certainly tell you that. So I'm glad I turned onto MMA rather than something bad, you know what I mean? So this was good for me.
Was it close to turning into something bad? Because I know you've talked about that in the past,
I wouldn't say it was close. Like, I never thought I'd go down the route. I never would have went down the route of drugs. Like, I never would have went down taking them.
Yeah.
So that was, I never would have went near that. That was never on my mind. Like, but, the kids in the flat have to make that money. So, you either make your money the good way or the bad way. I don't know how close I was. I had 2 nannies and I had a granddad, and they saved my life, and that's all that matters to me. And now Ash kind of saved me as well. So I'm very I owe a lot to them people around me. So
you're a unique personality, and you stand out. And I remember, back in BAMMA there, the fight against Adam Crafty, you're running up and down. You like to run up and down when you're going out to the cage. The mentality side, how important is it for you to have fun going out there? Is that
so important? The only thing I think about before I go out there is, and it's one of the things I've never changed in myself from my first fight to my last fight. I always just tell myself when I go out here, I've done everything. Everything's done. I've done my camp. I've made weight. I've done everything perfectly. Just go have fun. Who cares what happens now? If you lose, you lose. I'm never ever going to lose, but if I go out with that mentality of I don't care, it's not going to happen, you know what I mean? If you put too much on that result, it'll crumble you. Walking out will become a lot bigger than it is. Realistically, you're walking out and you're doing what you do in the gym every single day of the week.
Do you think that's why you look so comfortable? Your striking is fantastic, It just looks flowy, as I know Connor uses that term as well.
Nice and flowy, He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me for that.
Is that half the battle? You know, when you're having fun, you're not thinking about the ins and outs of it. You can go out and express yourself.
I think so. Yeah, I think the most. I think my main thing is to go off. Like, you just go off feel. You know what I mean? You go off like reaction times.
Yeah.
You should know how to get out of an armbar. You shouldn't have to sit there and think, all right, this. Look over at John and go, all right, John, what do I do here? Do I stack him? Then do I, cross face his face? And then. You shouldn't be like that. Everything should be instinct. If you want to hit a single leg, you know how to hit a single leg. So, John said something really smart actually before. He was like, if I'm walking you out to a fight and you turn around to me and your initial question before walking in there is how to finish a single leg, well, then we should walk back into the back because you shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
Because that's not something to ask, you know what I mean? Like, your technique should be perfect. Going in there, you've practiced, you've done everything perfectly. So now just let it go. I think what happens to people is they get, like the people get to them, but people can either kill you or they can either make you better. I do personally think people make me better. I like showing off, you know what I mean? I enjoy to go out there to that big crowd and show that I am the best in the building. And definitely at BAMMA 24, there was no one better than me. Quickest knockout.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Biggest ovation, biggest crowd, It is what it is. Like I took over that show definitely, and that's BAMMA came looking for me again. You know what I mean? BAMMA came straight to John looking for the nuke, so they know what's up. They want me to be that featherweight champion. They know I have to be. They know it's a good spot.
That must have been pretty cool as well. You made your pro debut in the 3 Arena as well, man, and you're 2 fights deep now in your pro career. They've both been in 3 Arena. Talk to me about it's obviously an iconic venue for Irish mixed martial arts.
Mad, yeah, it's one of those. Like I fought in it before. Chris fought in it technically, and like Chris was nearly killing me over that. Like Chris is in this sport for so long, and I fought in the 3 Arena before them. It's a bit mad. Once again, that doesn't really come into my mind.
But it's good. It's good experience to have for later down the road, surely.
I really do just look at it as a venue. Like I walked out into Montreal when Ash was fighting, and it was, I think I held like 60,000, 50,000 people, and I felt normal. It just felt like I was just looking around. I was like, oh, I'm meant to make this walk now. Like, and the music was coming on, for the main event show and all. It's just an arena. The cage is 22 feet.
Well, that's a fantastic attitude to have. I'd be shitting it anyway if I came out anyway.
That's what I mean. Like, I think I could fight in Croker pretty easily. Like, nerves and pressure doesn't really come on. I'm just a bit fucked in the head, to be honest.
Talk to me. BAMMA 26 coming up in the summer.
Undisclosed. Can't say nothing.
You can't say nothing.
Nah, I can't. Of course I can talk.
Obviously, you're going to be on that card.
Yeah, obviously. I'll be on that card.
Excited? Back in Dublin? Yeah. Just another day.
I wouldn't mind heading off somewhere now for a little fight. Get a little hotel room and all.
Be soon enough, mate. Be soon enough. Alan Philpott, I know he's a fight booked. Where's this beef stem from? I remember I asked you after the Adam Caffrey fight in the 3 Arena, and you just sort of went to town on Alan, and you've been back and forth on social networks as well. Where does this all stem from?
We're actually pretty good at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us will mind us saying we had a bit of a row at weigh-ins, like going to the weigh-in spot. You know what I mean? We had a bit of a back and forth there. Nothing bad, like no altercation or nothing. Just a few words slagging each other. You know what I mean? As Irish and Northern Irish boys do.
Of course.
He doesn't like being called Irish, and I wouldn't call him Irish. So, but. Nothing really, I can't make 125. And the inevitability of me even making a 140 catch weight at this point is pretty low. Well, I said it to him at the weigh-ins, my exact words to him were, come on, we need to fight, you need to let me kill you. Like, I need to kill you now, I can't make bantamweight. And he said yes. So, Alan isn't turning down this fight. People are just making out, like, I don't want the fight either, I don't want this fight now.
You're going different ways.
No different. Yeah, we're both going different ways. Like, I'd take the fight if it came to me, but you'd have to come up to 145.
Yeah.
And why would he, you know what I mean? It's a lot of risk. I am a bigger man. I'm a lot bigger of a man, He, like, even though I'm only 19, I am a lot bigger than him. I'm 6'4". I think he's like 5'6" or something. or something like that. Like when he was standing beside Ash, he was pretty much the same height as Ash. Like so,
Yeah.
you know, I don't see how that would be fair. Like, but like, and then again, he's what is he like 15-7?
Yeah,
I'm only
yeah.
2-0. Like I'm not even in the
No.
copping range of Phil Pot. And I think I should remember that as well. You know what I mean? I think I should go back into my that I shouldn't be calling out 15
Yeah,
and
yeah.
guys because I'm only 2-0.
Yeah.
So I should really shut the fuck up there.
So-
You know, the fight when the fight comes, the fight will come. So I'm
Yeah.
not too worried about it. But I should know my place when I'm calling out people, and that was the wrong record to call out. But
Yeah.
definitely someday down the line, if Phil Pot wants to go, I'd be more than happy to go. It'd be a pleasure to fight Phil Pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big fight, obviously, coming up for a lot of the guys again in down in SBG. And we're always going to touch on the name Mr. McGregor. Obviously, a huge inspiration being around the gym. I believe he's gone off. I think is he gone off already on start on the camp with John?
Yeah,
Have
he's
they
gone off.
off?
Well, him and John have. I think they headed off yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
I think they are off to. Actually, do you not know where they're going?
Iceland, I think, is it? Iceland,
No,
Portugal.
so then I'm not going to tell you.
All right, okay. Okay.
I know where they're going, but if it's Iceland, no, they're not in Iceland yet.
All right, okay, fair enough.
They will be all touching off at Iceland to finish an amazing camp for UFC Rotterdam. Though.
Yeah. Paddy's obviously. Yeah, are you going to be working a lot with Paddy? Obviously, ahead of that fight.
Size again, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm walking around about 76 kilos. Paddy's 64 and a half at the moment.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense, you know what I mean? He has the likes of Blaine there, and he has Richie Smullen there, all lighter than me. He has Alan Kavanagh, Alex Brophy. But I'm not in Team Midget anymore. I got Connor booted me from Team Midget. He brought me over. He was like, "Come on, I need you to come to the big guys." He was just saying like I'm too big, but I still do go with Team Midget. But I think Paddy's heading off, and I have a lot of stuff coming up, so I can't really commit fully to the camp. But it's kind of good. It's good to see the comeback of the Hooligan, definitely without a doubt. But
Definitely, yeah. Siri on the card as well. A couple of Irish boys.
Can't wait to see Siri and Holly Gucci. That's going to be an amazing fight.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that even before Paddy's fight was announced.
Yeah, massive fight for Neil as well. It'll really propel him in if he was to get a win there to the
If he wins that fight, like
title shot.
See how they couldn't give him title shot.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like if they're giving a title shot to the division, like to the tough winner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How could they not give it to someone who's on a 3-0 win streak in the actual division?
Yeah, because
So
he's cleared out everyone else in the division in the top 5 or 6 anyway. So yeah, that makes sense.
Leprechaun City be doing a big fucking happy song and dance about that, wouldn't he?
big time.
Wouldn't hear the end of it. Nah, I love Siri.
Siri's a gas man. He's a gas
100%.
man. Just a couple more for you.
Yeah, no bother.
Obviously, as we said in the summer, what are we going to see? We're going to see a barn burner of a fight. I know you can't announce the opponent, but fireworks again.
Nah, it won't be fireworks. It'll be another first round finish. This is just another finish. This is a guy. The guy that I'm fighting. He's sloppy. He's a sloppy striker, and I think that's why BAMMA gave him to me. I think BAMMA want me to put my sleep, and I think BAMMA want me to show up my striking just that little bit more again. You know what I mean? But now instead of finishing something with a body shot, maybe show off that power that I have now. Realistically, I didn't see any fight at featherweight that kind of threw me off, and they're all pretty much the same. I don't know how this ranking shit is turning out, like, because I'm only 2-0, but I seem to be making a little bit more waves than all these BAMMA guys, so I wouldn't be surprised if I got 2 more and, Jude was coming to me for a title shot. So, and that title's vacated at the moment as well, so,
that'd be fantastic.
Because fucking Mini Duke and what can't make him mind.
Yeah.
Shit happened.
Yeah, Tom.
No, definitely it's going to be a good fight on June 6th or June 4th.
Yeah, well, I think I think BAMMA's plan is to come back here a little bit more this year as well. So we'll definitely have another couple of cards in Dublin, and as you said, you'd like to fight overseas. But tell us, any sponsorships from
I've only fought once overseas, but I would like to fight overseas. I'd love to fight in Canada.
Man, it'll happen one of the days. I guarantee you that.
Definitely.
Any Chinese sponsors or any Respars? Did you get any of these sponsorships yet? No.
No Reese's, no Spice Bags. I've just got Dethroned.
There we go.
I have I've got a good few sponsors. I've a good few people that look after me. I've got X-Spray and I've got a lot of top sponsorship for a 2-0 fighter.
Awesome.
But yeah, no Reese's yet, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna have to get into dates to crush that one. I nearly got close. I got close to a candy shop before, like from my first fight. I got really close to getting a candy shop. But they pulled out literally the week before the fight because of the lack of funds. But
They're regretting it now.
I was struggling to make him weight at that time, so I'm kind of happy that fell through because that could have went bad, you know. You never know what could have happened to me. I could have fucking, fell up with a big box of thing the week before the weigh and just started eating it, you know. But, it was, I think I definitely do think that Reese's sponsorship will come. Yeah. I talk too much about them for it not to happen. But like, even Lebowski's coming up to me now on the sly. Like every time he sees me, he's coming up with little mini Reese's.
Larry
the
messer.
But like, I don't know. I better get that Reese's sponsor. They're loaded.
You will, man, when you get in the big show, and it's only a matter of time. Before, listen, Dylan, where can the guys find you on social networks or hit you up?
Hit me up on Dylan the Nuke Tuke. That's my like page. The Nuke Tuke is my Instagram, and then just Dylan Tuke is my Twitter feed. I can't really change the name to that, but when I find out, it'll be the Nuke Tuke. But yeah, just follow me on that. Don't add my personal page, please. Leave that alone. That's for family and close friends. But yeah, just follow me up, hit me up, give me a text if you want to let me know that. And as always, love you all.
Dylan, real pleasure to have you on the show. Really looking forward to that fight when it's announced in June for BAMMA 26. So real pleasure. Do appreciate the time, man.
Thank you, Noel. Much appreciated, man.